Live. Says we're live.
Alive. What it do say?
I don't see it yet. I see it. It actually just jumped up, said upcoming, notify me. But we're live. I went all the way to Slidell, Louisiana. Fly my drone. Because I wanted to fly around this little bayou. And I did.
Here comes Dominic.
Morning, all.
Good morning, Dominic. How are you?
How you doing, Dominic?
Yeah,
Look how you like that. How's that look?
Look at what Joe. Just a minute, I'm gonna highlight you, Joe. The spotlight. No.
oh, nice. Yeah, it looks delicious.
Chicken bites, honey barbecue chicken bites and freedom fries.
There
Yep.
it is. Look at that. Oh,
Way to
boy.
go.
Yeah. And beer to go down.
Yes.
And I'm drinking all 6 of them tonight.
There you go.
Way to go. Done then.
I'm gonna be Tim today.
Awesome.
State Farm contacted me.
And
Okay.
Should have my money by tomorrow.
Good.
how much they paying you?
$13.09.
All right.
Paid me for the whole fly more. She said, yeah, we owe you $13.09. She goes, I'll go ahead and do it for you. She goes, as soon as I can. And when I got home, it was already done. I already told, go ahead, put it in the account. It says within 1 day I'll have it. So,
Cool.
and I got to call DJI to find out about cost on refresh on the Avata.
Yeah, you gotta cancel that on the other Avada.
No, I don't have a refresh.
Oh,
I got just on the regular Avatas. So my first Avata's got to go back.
okay.
Yeah, I was flying it today. I got out on that little bayou and I said, well, I'm getting a little bit further than I want to get. Let me get it back because I don't want to lose anything out here. And I turned around, went to the street because it's a bunch of streets with bayous in between. It's a little village. As I turned into that little area, I lose all my connection.
No.
Lost everything. No control, no telemetry, nothing. And I said, okay, it's in the middle of the street. It's going to go up high. It's coming back. About 30 seconds. I got no picture, nothing. So I'm sitting there saying, ain't this the shits?
Hey, AZ, how you doing tonight?
4 days later, I get one with no picture, don't have a clue where the drone's at. So I sat there for about 5 minutes to see if it was coming back. Nothing. Got in the car. I knew where I was, so I drove down the street, found it upside down under a tree in the grass, and it won't start. I can't get it to turn on. So apparently it got caught. It's full of grass. It must have got stuck. Motors got stuck and burned something up. That happened to Randy. He had a motor burn up like that, I think. But I'm selling all my DJI FPV drones. They're all a piece of shit.
When did Lance get on here?
Just now. That's why I said that. They're all gone. I didn't buy anything. I'm selling all of them. Yeah, Lance, I came 4 feet from losing an Nevada today.
Yeah, the original Avada,
Another piece of shit.
which is the one that you said was a great flyer.
Flew great. Just decided I didn't want to talk to him anymore.
You lost signal, huh?
Hi, Lance. Brian.
I should have all the video of it too. I figured that was gonna be a flyaway because I figured that's what it was gonna do. And then what happened when I found it underneath the tree, the reason I couldn't find it, battery knocked out. Didn't fall out, but the connection came loose. How does the connection come loose of the battery when the battery's got the thing on it so it can't fall out?
Hmm.
How does that happen?
Hey, Frank.
Frank, how's it going?
Say hello to Jody for me.
Roger, now found it in Finborg, the Radcliffe Arlatamere is.
Gotta see what it's gonna cost on this. I actually think I got it all unplugged right now, letting it sit there, letting everything refresh to see if it just needs to sit there for a while. Because it didn't want to start. It didn't want to start when I went to fly it the first time. I picked it up and it started.
Right, Fadaleo.
You know, so I'm wondering if it's something else. Hey Joe, what's up? Hey, tell me why. Hey, Joe, tell me why when I got the original about it and I'm getting ready to fly it and I press the button twice on a controller and it to start the motors and it goes beep beep and it won't start. Hey Warren.
Warren.
Think I'm taking over Joe's name, Joe Crash.
Not really. Not really, Warren. Nothing's really changed. I just have to eat less, which is not a bad thing.
No, Joe, it didn't want to start at first when I first flew it today. And I picked it up and pressed the button twice and it started like it was the sensors were stopping it. And then I flew it and almost crashed it. Like I said, almost lost it. I had to go find it. It was upside down in the grass. And then I got back and now it won't start at all.
You know, I got that quick stop stuff that you put on, like if you trim the toenails of your dogs and it bleeds. And I scratched my hand and it was bleeding right there. So I put some quick stop on it. Boy, that stings like hell. No wonder the dogs don't like you.
ahead.
I hate the other part about getting old is your skin gets thinner and
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
hands get nicked up and
Roger, how about it? It's Robert.
must be why in the casket, they always fold your hands over top of one another, you know?
Mm.
It could be. Well, you handsome man.
Joe Fotolio said, Johnny had his same way. I showed him how to switch it.
Yeah, but what it did was, like I said, it didn't want to start at first. I picked it up and hit the button twice, the same button, and it started. So my fluid, that's what it got away from it and wound up in the grass. And now, no matter what I do, I can't, it's just not wanting to start. All the propellers are moving freely. Nothing's touching anything.
I see you tore the lump seat up again, Lee. What the hell you want?
Why'd you steal that? Why'd you steal that? That was his. You still grabbing it. That's why you so fat, little girl, because you eat stealing all the time. I gave him a piece of chicken. He dropped it. She stuck underneath there and grabbed it. Yes, the original Levada. Damn. Okay, Dominic. The reason I didn't, when I had no connection, it went into a tree.
So you crashed it.
I didn't see it crash. Like I said, I lost it. When I lost it, it didn't, instead of coming back to me, went right into that tree I found it under. Stop. Sucks. DJI drones suck.
There's no bad drone, just bad pilots.
That's right. You tell him, Don.
That was not
No,
pilot
no.
error.
I'm sorry.
It hit a tree and you're in control. So whose error is it?
Pilot and command. That's the part 107 answer that you always answer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to accept that.
He's not going to accept that.
I'm flying right down the middle of the street, lost complete control of it, and it went left into the tree. I had no visual, no nothing. My screen went blank. I'm glad the tree was there because the tree wasn't there, it would have went in the bayou.
Well, we may have to think this drone ban might be a good thing in your case then.
Yeah.
I mean, safer for everybody around you.
Trees may be dicks, but that drone's an asshole.
How did this project get set to 24 frames per second when it should be 30?
How do you lose a signal when you got the signal and you turn it around coming back to you and you lose a signal?
Good question.
Think about it, turned it back over water and lost the signal, it went down. Like, stop bouncing my leg. I'm gonna give you something. Tino's over here waiting for me to give him a piece of chicken, keep hitting my leg with his paw. I had a guy make a comment on one of my videos. Tell me he liked the way I fly. He's from Ukraine. Would I like to come to Ukraine and work for him? No. I agree there, Waypoint. That's why I didn't put the Maverick 3 up today.
No. Speed up.
Poor Loki. I flipped him a piece of French fry,
That's the
and it
Yes,
landed
sir.
behind his ear.
Oh, really?
It got stuck on his ear. He had to get it up. So Biden said he will not pardon or commute his son's sentence.
Well, if he loses the election, that's probably what he'll do on the last day.
He'll probably ask Trump to do it.
Knox back.
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
And if Trump did it, I think it would make him look bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because they definitely, there's them and us, those and they're not together at all or anything.
I think it would be a good gesture, but I think it would, in the long run, say, well,
Would
why
hurt.
did you let him off of it when other people are going to jail for it?
Exactly.
So Paul, Joe, Dominic, Don.
Mark?
Hey
Okay.
Joe, the guy from the Ukraine probably wants to employ you because he's seen how well you can crash.
No. He said, damn, he hit that pole. He'd be able to get in a little hole.
Yeah.
He,
That's it.
if you're flying drones in Ukraine, you don't need to know how to land them.
Hey, right.
All that talking about pizza earlier. I ended up ordering a pizza.
Oh, you did? Good for you.
Cajun chicken, spicy
Chicken
beef,
pizza. Huh?
sausage, meatball, peppers, green chilies, and jalapeno.
Now, hold on a minute. We're talking, you're in the UK and they had Cajun chicken.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I want to really see that. That's like me making out of the box at jambalaya.
A little bit. Little bit.
I'll take the hit on that one.
It's okay.
the
It's a
guy in
shortcut, and
Beaufort-
you know it's a shortcut, so you're okay.
Like the guy in Beaufort, South Carolina, called me over and he said, I caught a couple of dozen crabs. I'm gonna boil them. I said, okay, I'm coming over. He said, come on over. I get there. He's got a pot of water with a crab in it. One crab in it. No seasoning. I said, what are you doing? He said, boil it. He said, yeah, when you peel it all out and then you put salt and pepper and seasoning on it. I told him, I turned it off and I said, don't touch the rest of those crabs. I'll be back. Only got my pot and my seasoning. And he said, damn, that's good. I said, yeah, don't try that again, please. Stop.
So, what do you do when you boil the crab then? You take all the meat out first and boil the meat, or boil the crab?
The crab whole.
Yeah, you leave the shell, you're going to get rid of a lot of flavor if you somehow. It'd be a pain
Yeah,
in the ass
no.
to get the meat out of a shell anyway without cooking it.
Yeah, because it'd be stuck to
So,
everything.
does
Uh-huh.
all the seasoning infuse through the shell into the crab then?
Huh?
Yes, sir.
That's why your crab boil is going to be very intense. Oh, but I'm sorry. My favorite thing about any type of shrimp boil is the or crawfish boil or anything is corn on the cob.
Yep.
That spicy corn on the cob, I just love it.
What, you put the corn on the cob in with the...
Yeah, you throw potatoes and corn in with the boil.
Smoked
Yeah.
sausage, heads of garlic.
And yeah, the
I might just have to try
corn
that.
comes out all nice and spicy, a little bit of that seafood flavor. Oh, so good.
We've got some prawns in the
A lot of
freezer.
times I prefer it to the actual seafood.
I've got some corn on the cob in the freezer, and I've got some shrimps in the, well, prawns in the freezer. I might just try something like that.
Wait. Yeah, Rouster right now has 6 ears of corn for $1. I'm thinking about going and getting about 12, cutting them in thirds, getting some little bitty potatoes, getting a couple of pounds of shrimp. And hurting myself.
Mm-hmm. Like that.
You're about to get a piece of chicken. Quit bouncing on my leg. Let me finish eating first.
Well, they're playing the US Open on a course designed by your almost namesake, Donald.
How are they?
Designed by Donald Ross.
Wow. I don't get any money of that, so I don't care.
Yeah, they're playing at Pinehurst in Ohio.
Now, y'all got your chicken and you got your french fries. Now, leave me alone. Now, eat your dish.
wrong one, Don.
Okay, get out of the way. Move it. Okay, that was
So
good.
what spices do you put in the boil then?
With spices,
Yeah.
oh, I get the stuff already pre-done. It comes in a bag called, like, get what is it, Old Bay? Another one's got it. It's gonna be a seafood boil. I think it's Old Bay too has them. I get Zatarans over here.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that over here.
And you can get it in the liquid, which isn't as good, or you can get it in the bag that you throw in there, and all the seasonings in the bag, but it won't pop out, and that's even better.
Oh, it's a
No,
boil
no.
in the right.
Yeah, a little plastic bag that's got all the little holes in it.
Yeah.
Okay. But that was quick though. When she called me and I told her, she says, "I'll go ahead and get the payment done." And within 5 minutes, I had a payment. Thing saying I had a payment for State Farm. That was quick.
Yeah.
And State Farm's the way to go.
hmm How long
Now,
do
I've
you have to
only,
boil, by the way?
what do you mean? How long what?
How long do you boil them for?
Uh, you got to get a rolling boil, and it just depends on how much you got in there. Normally, there's like, you got to boil for like 20 minutes, and then you got to let it sit for about 30 minutes to let it kind of soak everything in. You turn it off after 20 minutes and just let it soak. But what you usually do is put all the corn and potatoes and everything in there first, and do that, get to a rolling boil for about 10 minutes. After you get that 10 minutes going, so you got that already working and softening up. And sometimes you even could go in there and see what it's like. I've been doing mine in the pressure cooker, so I don't do it the same way anymore, and it works the same. But if you're doing it you do about 10 to 15 minutes in a regular rolling boil, then you start adding your seafood in for about another 15 minutes, and then you let it soak for like 30 minutes.
I've got a pressure cooker.
Yeah, I use it's like an Instapot. That's what I've got. It's like it, but it's not an Instapot. And what I do is I load it all up, and I only put it on for like, I think I do it for, I got to look at it. I got it written down. I think about 20 minutes. Might not even be 20 minutes. Might be 15 minutes. And then I let it sit there and depressurize about halfway. Then I'll depressurize it, and then I'll take. I actually won't take. I'll just put the seafood in with it. So I usually have enough because it's going to boil down a little bit, and I have a little space. I just put the seafood in it and just cover it for about 10 minutes, and it cooks it without me having to start it again
hmm
because it's so hot. It's better that way. I've even gone as far as taking everything out of it because it's already infused and putting it in a container and just sticking all the seafood in there and letting it sit for 10 minutes and then taking it out, and everything's been perfect.
hmm
Yeah, I might have a picture of it. Loki, don't get under me right now. Okay? Don't get under me right. No, 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 go. You got your stuff. Go.
Might work on a stew setting then. That does it for about 20 minutes.
I'm looking through my pictures on Facebook, and I don't know if I got a seafood boil on it. I thought I did. I used to. Yeah, I used to. I remember showing it to somebody. I sent them the recipe. I can't remember. To be honest with you, I haven't done it so long. I could figure it out again by starting it when I started, but I just don't remember the times. Yeah, I got everything but seafood on it. I probably had it on there and took it off. Yep, everything but.
Oh, man.
Remember what I just said? Remember I just said Rouse's has six corns for $1. Johnny's got to love the summer, 6 for $1 and shows corn. Okay, we got to quit thinking alike. I told him, I said, I'm gonna buy that property next door to you. That way we'll be next door to each other. And he says, come on. You know. I'm not buying Autel. I'm giving up drones.
That Donald, that's his statement for the day. He's giving up drones.
If I'd have realized today was the 13th, I would have never flown.
Why? It's Friday
Well-
the 13th is bad,
Well,
not
it don't matter.
Thursday,
Not
not Thursday the 13th.
well, it was like Dominic said, 87 flight, he said it was the devil's numbers. Or why? He said because it's 13 from 100. And the DJI flight number on that drone crash was 0013.
Wow.
And today's the 13th, and I almost lost it again. I'm never flying on the 13th again, or the 87th. Never again.
I gotta check Mia again.
Well, you-
every
you
time
pretty
every
safe.
time I think she's settled down, no, she goes to the back door and stands there and looks at me like, hey, hey, hey.
She's trying to get you to get some exercise.
It's like being married again, for Christ's sake.
No, that's not even close.
I think you're fairly safe on not flying the 87.
Yeah, I'll never fly on the 87th day again. Yeah, I gotta go look up. I got Care Refresh on the drone. I want to see what it costs just to replace it with Care Refresh. If it's like $29 or $30, I'll get live with that.
As cheap as that. The Mini 3 Pro Care Refresh costs you £69.
Yeah, because I've got Care Refresh on the Avada, both of the original Avadas. I don't want to look at that policy because Avada purchase. That's the first one. Care Refresh. Yeah. And I need the details of it. It's not what I want. Okay, yeah.
Who else is in the chat?
First
Joe.
accident, $29.
Jody, David, Warren, Lance, Brian,
So it's $29 to get it through Care Refresh. I can deal with that. Give them this one back and get a brand new one. Keep it in the box.
Michael,
It's about 90 degrees.
Jonathan.
And the wind's blowing like hell. And she goes out and lays down underneath the tree. Like, what the hell?
If she wants. She likes the way it feels.
Yeah, but then she comes in with her tongue hanging down and pants all night long.
Daryl, Edward.
I give up. I don't get it. Oh, man. Here comes the Great Republic. Upbound.
A Care Refresh on the Avada Paul is $29.
That's pretty good.
So I need to let them know, hey, I got to send it in.
Yeah, that's
Johnny
cheap.
just paid. Johnny paid $49 and had it sent. He had it sent to him. He had it in 2 days with the Avada 2. I'll give him the 29. Just say send him when you get the drone. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not in a hurry.
I keep on checking on the refurbished for the Mini 4 Pro, but they still haven't got me in.
This warm, humid weather makes me scratch my back. It's like, it says it's 88 degrees out, but the humidity is like 88%.
Paul, you could not live down here.
Nope. You know,
You
when
couldn't do
I was in my 30s, late 30s, I was in Kansas City and I thought I was going to die out there.
Still no sign of the Tammy Jean or
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them.
Max.
They just dropped off the map.
Yeah.
It don't make sense. I don't understand.
What's the matter?
I'm looking at it, it's not touching. And when they turn it on, all the propellers move like they're supposed to, but it's not picking up the start. So I'm gonna have to get with Johnny and figure out how he did that. Cause that might just be all it is,
A setting?
a setting, you know. But I'm wondering if when it crashed, it might have burned something up, you know? That's what I'm thinking happened.
Yeah.
Thinking something got shorted out.
So you can't even start it right there on the desk?
No, won't start.
And you don't have a hand control to know whether or not it's your joystick, whatever.
Yeah, I got both. I actually got both. I didn't think about that.
See if the motors will start with the other controller.
Yeah, I got both.
Well, normally in the Fly app, if it can't connect to the drone, it comes up with the drone isn't connected.
So it was connected. The drone
The red-
connected.
Stop.
Yeah, all of that connected. But it wasn't it's not giving it the signal to start. Try it with the controller.
And you take it out and put a fresh one in.
Yeah, I've done everything.
Mm.
Yeah, the fellas are doing right. Starting?
It started?
Yep.
So it's the dildo stick then. It's not transmitting properly or something.
Yep.
Well, see, that's the only other thing that I could think of that was faulty, because that's in the chain of command is the controller, the drone, the battery, you know.
Yeah, let's try this now.
Didn't include pilot in that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it could have also been that I had the battery out of it for 30 minutes and everything reset.
oh, you tried that? What the forum said?
No, I didn't try that. This is something different. Yeah, almost. Oh, come on in a minute, turn it off. Almost
try?
lost the Nevada today.
Did you try? Well, it's either you're gonna lose it out there, or the government's taking it. One of the two.
That makes him feel good, Justin. You keep that right up.
Oh, did that go through yet, or what?
No, it went through the committee, but it didn't go to the
No,
floor.
that was supposed to go to the House today to get voted on.
There today.
It passed the committee yesterday, and they
It-
sent
it-
it to
it
the
went
House
through-
today.
Did it go through the House committee or did it go through the
You
Senate?
see, look,
No, it went through the House committee, and now it goes to the actual
What's that,
House
Joe?
to be voted on.
watch. We'll start with this.
Yep, that's it.
So it's got to be a
Almost
setting.
one.
It's either a
Yeah,
setting
Joe
or
said
your
it was a
do-
setting.
or you know, or your dildo stick is bad.
No, I flew with it.
Go on to onto the DJI store site and go into the contact us and chat and send them a message and ask them. and see what they say.
Yeah,
'Cause when
I'll
I-
tell you what,
When I did that with my RC, they said send a picture of it and a video of what it's doing, and I did that, and they said, yeah, there's something wrong with it. Send it back, and we'll replace it under warranty.
well, it should be on a
David.
warranty still.
Not here.
You know, he's not, David's
Okay,
not here.
we're not here then.
I'll ask Johnny what he did, 'cause that might just be it. But I was gonna fly over another canal today after that, and when it gave me that little trouble, I said, oh, hell no. But it was brushing on the guard. I had to bend it out a little bit to get the guard bent over to make sure it was clear. That's what I thought it was, that maybe it just jammed up and burned up a motor.
Well done, Paul.
Hi, David.
Right. So,
That's David not here, Birdman.
yeah, I have just watched the most bizarre game of cricket ever. Right? Oh, England versus Oman. Right? Oman were 47 all out. And then England took 3.2 overs to win the game, and they won it 50-2.
Wow.
They might as well not even bothered. The players just came out, bat, gone. See ya.
Did you have money on the game?
No, but when you consider that the crowd were paying something like $60-70 a ticket,
Just
and
to
they
watch?
they got to see something like 40 minutes of cricket.
It's in Jamaica, in it, or somewhere around there. In the
You could say that. I mean, I thought it was in the US.
yeah, but I think they were playing. I'm sure it was in Jamaica.
Well, you should be able to look it up.
Yeah, let me get the school guide up. Should be somewhere on here. Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in St. John's.
Newfoundland?
St. John's. That's
Yeah.
one of the. I think that's one of the Caribbean islands.
No, St. John's is in Newfoundland. Of course, that doesn't mean that's the only St. John's, but that's the one that I know.
Actually in Antigua.
Yeah.
Antigua and Bermuda.
Oh, so Tammy's just taking a break? Is that right, Donald?
Okay, so the Congress.gov on the tracker, it's showing that it hasn't gone through the House yet. But it's passed committee has to pass the House, pass the Senate to the president, and then it's law.
Mm.
So
But they
it's-
may not even hit it till like August. Because they got 4 days left, then they're off for a month, then they come back. I mean, till September.
Yeah, they get 2 months off in the summertime.
Shoot, they're off all the time. They don't need any time off.
Oh, so the Cricket World Cup's being held in the West Indies and in the United States.
Right.
And it's the first time the United States have ever held a cricket game,
Yeah,
international.
They
So
actually
we're finally
mentioned
showing y'all how to do it, right?
it on the golf that America beat Pakistan.
Yeah, something wasn't right with that one.
cricket's a great game.
Yeah, if you got nothing else to do.
Oh, it's a good summer pastime for me. I can watch a sport and not get too emotionally invested in it and enjoy it.
I'm not sure you could call it a sport though, can you? It's the slowest sport going. I'd rather
Well,
watch
T20,
tennis.
well, T20 is at least a little bit of excitement.
Yeah, there is that. Give me curling any day.
Yeah. Yeah, Test cricket is a bit slow. But other than that, the T20s are exciting.
I think I'm gonna drink all 6 beers tonight.
Good.
Drink them all. This thing called. Ain't got no name on this damn thing. I want to say living on a Louisiana bayou, but it's not considered a bayou technically. We have to have an AI conversation. Know what I mean?
I had an interesting conversation with Samsung today.
Oh, great.
Yeah, they got this thing called Samsung Dex, and you can plug your phone or tablet into a monitor and use the monitor as well as a tablet. Sounds pretty interesting. Apart from you can't. You can share the same screen to the monitor, so you can, if you're using whatever's on your tab, you can see on your monitor screen, which is pointless. Yeah. Or you can use your tablet as a giant mouse pad, which again is looking pointless. So I spent an hour explaining to her why the guy that was stood in a big front of a massive screen, bigging up this pile of crap, was wrong. And Donald, before you say anything, you're muted. And before you unmute, Samsung said, David, you're 100% correct, and we are going to have to go back to the drawing board and make this correct.
Joe, there's a question for you in the chat.
Oh.
I
Yeah, I
assume
agree.
it's
It's in white.
I assume it's a question for you since that's the way it's spelled.
Which one?
Only Test cricket plays in white.
it
T20
passed.
plays different.
It passed.
Mhm.
It passed what? The House?
Yep. It was in the defense bill and the defense bill passed.
Yep.
They're hiding it.
They
what they're doing.
stick it. They stick it. I think
They-
that
They didn't even mention it, but it was in that bill. Everybody knows it. They didn't mention what was all in there. They just, but
Mm-mm.
at the end, they congratulated passing the Defense Act. They
It
slipped
won't.
it in there.
As I said, it won't go any further.
Dude,
that's
it's
what I've been told
bipartisan.
multiple times, and I have been the person saying it's going to. Don't underestimate.
It's bipartisan. You're getting like 90% support on both sides.
Yeah,
And
so,
the
as I
Biden
said,
already-
it'll fail at the next attempt.
And
Okay,
Biden
so where-
said that he would sign it if it hits his desk.
So where's
Although,
the next,
yeah,
what's the
whether
next
he
step
rem-
for it?
it has to go to the Congress or went to the House. Now it's got to go to the Senate. And then from the
Primano.
Senate to the president's desk, and then from there it's law. The president already said he was going to sign it, and
Doesn't make any difference what that bumblehead says.
don't matter. He still has the power to sign it.
Yeah, but he's a bumblehead. He might not sign it.
Yeah, but at the same, yeah, he might say no. I forgot.
Yeah.
can't
What day?
recall.
What day is this?
So you still thinking about
Yeah,
getting that Air 3,
he'll say,
Donald?
what day is it?
No, I've been holding off because of this crap.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You're seeing the smart ones. I've been saying this shit for the last 6 months.
Well,
Every time I start getting tempted, they
So-
pull this crap.
No, you'll get a phone from the Chinese PM whatever Ping Z something Ping.
Dominic, don't ruin this.
Yeah,
This is the plan now. It's all coming to fruition.
Yeah.
Next week, it's all going to go through, and they're all going to have to get rid of their drones. And I'm going to offer you all $5, but you must pay postage to send me your drones because that's all
Yeah.
they're going to be worth. In fact, that's
yeah.
more than it's going
Send
to be
them
worth.
to me.
Yeah.
Send them to me. There's no anti-Chinese sentiment here. We're in bed with China.
There was a video.
Our PM is the lapdog.
The Australian news going
It's
on about
coming.
the Australians were worried about the Chinese spying on them as well.
Telling
It
you,
hasn't gone any further than that,
this is deep state shit that has to do with the military.
Right.
Don't underestimate that it's not going to happen.
Right.
It won't.
Everybody here wanted to underestimate it, and look what's happening.
Joe,
It wouldn't have passed by itself.
As I said,
Oh,
the
no.
Chinese PM will call Biden and say, we'll pull out this, and that. And
Tell 'em to
Biden
pull
will
these
say,
nuts.
okay, sorry about that. I won't sign it.
no, but Joe,
No, what'll
But yeah.
happen is Ping Ting Wing Wong will send
Xi Jinping's king, I think.
Xi
it is.
Jinping. Well, he'll basically call up
The
Joe Biden.
people
He'll say, "Listen, Mr. President, if you give us this and give us this, we'll go ahead and we'll make these drones compliant with the new law, and you can go ahead and give us this little thing over here, and we'll give you this little thing over here, and then everybody's gonna be happy, and Joe Biden's gonna say, I want ice cream."
Yeah. And
Well,
President Xi will send some ice cream and everything will be okay.
No, I'm serious.
no.
I mean, it's not like the
Yeah, I
U.S.
think-
doesn't do
I'm
it.
not joking around. I want ice
I
cream.
mean, I'm not going to say it's one-sided because the U.S., the NSA is on a whole different level of spying. They're probably worse than the CCP is.
Right.
Yeah,
But anyway,
that was a pretty good impression there, Donald.
Yeah, it was.
You want to do more?
You did doing good there.
he's not going to get his ice cream because it's from China and that's going to be banned. Joe, I want to make you a genuine, more sensitive offer than everyone else. Everyone else is just $5 and they must pay postage. For you, it's $5 and
And
the
a
promise
Casio
that Laura will not say "Shut up, Joel" for 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, first off, I know that can't never happen. Cause that
That's
will
all right.
null and void the contract every day.
I mean,
Well-
if you go by anything that the Snowden leaks showed you, I mean, and that was what, 10 years ago. Think about what the NSA is doing now.
Hmm.
I mean, back then they had the world blanketed in information gathering. They were monitoring every damn country in the world, monitoring the phone traffic and internet traffic coming in and out of every country. Imagine what they're doing now. I mean, the 10 years later, computers have advanced, systems have gotten better.
I would imagine that the American government are the worst people in the world to complain about people information gathering.
Oh, no doubt. That's why I said, if you look at just the sheer size of the Pentagon and the Defense Department, trust me, they're on probably a whole different level of spying than the CCP and all them are. Like you hear about, oh yeah, China steals secrets. Yeah, think about how much shit the NSA and the CIA have stolen from other countries that you don't know about. 'Cause they don't
Yeah.
talk about it. It doesn't get publicized as much over here when that happens. Because the Chinese and the Russians are less likely to admit they got hacked than the US government would be. You know, every time the government gets hacked, everybody hears about it. But China and them, they're going to hide it because they don't want the embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? They're more likely to hide it and say, oh, nothing happened to us.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't hear
Nothing
about
to
it
see
as much.
here. Move along.
Yeah, they should be made to split the bills up.
Oh, I agree because, like I said,
And it
they
can't go.
slip shit in all the time. And it's not like these people don't know what's in the bills. They just don't read all of it because one bill could be 10,000 pages.
Well, this is supposed to be about 1,000.
Yeah, I think that every bill that goes through Congress should be a single issue bill. These
I agree.
omnibus bills are just a way to. It is a way to cut deals and stuff, and
It's a way to piggyback bills through,
Mhm.
knowing they were on their own, they didn't stand a chance.
See you, Justin. The
Right.
NSA got it.
Yeah. We not take no more of your shit.
Damn, Ethernet switch got unplugged.
No, I think it's just time to go after Skydio then.
Uh,
Picket their offices.
Like I said before, I don't think Skydio started this. I think the government used Skydio as a scapegoat.
No,
I think it was
I'm
the
gonna
other way
disagree
around.
with you there.
Because of the government contracts they have held over their head. They said, we're trying to sign this bill. We want you guys to come out and say this and this and this. I don't think Skydio really gave a shit, to be honest with you, because they weren't trying to really stay in the regular everyday market. You could
They
tell they
saw an
weren't
opening
trying.
and they took it.
Yeah, but maybe
Yeah.
the government came to them first and said, look, we want you to do this, and then they got the idea in their head. But I
It
don't think
remains to
they
be seen, man.
I don't think they really cared because they were already making billions off of government contracts. I don't think they really gave a shit. It's not like
Could
they
be
were
a good
hurting for
point.
money. You know what I'm saying? I could
Could
see
be
in
a
a
point.
moment. I could see in a moment of desperation trying to do that, but it's not like they were like broke or anything. They had billions of dollars they were making from the government.
But
But I mean, I could
they
be
could
wrong
make
too.
more
I
money,
just-
and it would give them a better foothold in the consumer market if
oh,
they
f-
push
for
the
sure.
government to ban them.
But I'm sure they went along with it when the government came. That's what I'm saying. I think the government came to them, and they probably did see an opening at that point. And were like, "Yeah, let's do this." But I don't think at the very beginning, I don't think they were pushing for it. I think the government came to them and said, "Hey, we're going to use you. We want you to write up this and this, saying that DJI will do this." And of course, they're willing to go along with it because they don't want to lose their contracts, right? Companies get government contracts dangled over them all the time. Here,
Yeah,
here,
but
you be good little
it's
boy.
yeah, but it's the law of unintended consequence. If this happened, Skydio will be mad after this. They'll be a traitor.
Well, let's see if Skydio even does anything. What if they still don't decide they want to take that market and say Sony steps in or maybe GoPro decides to take another shot at it? You know, there might be another company that comes in. Honestly, I think a lot of innovation is going to come out of this myself because there's going to be companies vying for that hole to fill that
Well,
gap.
The GoPro Karma was made in China anyway.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it's not running Chinese software. Again, difference. They don't care that shit's built there. They just don't want it ran by Chinese software. I think if DJI would have long ago just said, we're going to manufacture the drones, we'll give them to this US company, let them put software on it and build the apps for it,
Could be a
probably
hardware
would have
company.
alleviated it.
That's not what the bill says, though, is it?
No, I'm
bill-
saying, but that would have
Chinese-
probably alleviated the whole situation to begin with, is what I'm saying. Before all this. Because it was the software they were bitching about, not the hardware. I mean, they're saying you can do dangerous
Well,
things with drones,
it's a
but
simple fix. Get DJI to write the software in the US. It's an easy fix.
yeah, but they don't want DJI's fingers on any of it. That's the problem. I would separate it completely. I would just sell the drones or you partner with like a US company and they have no ties to you but putting the software on the drones. That's it.
It can't be that easy to fix.
But like
There
that
must
company,
be something deeper in it.
but like that company that's supposedly building the drones in Malaysia. Now, is the government
You're
going to
talking
look at
about
them?
Anzu.
Right. Now, if they're paying DJI licensing fees, now is the government going to look at that as now that is money going to DJI? There's money being touched from those drones to DJI. There's still money involved. Now, is that going to affect it?
The thing is, it might be being built in Malaysia, but it's still all Chinese DJI components, and it's still the Chinese DJI software.
And it says made
Yeah,
in
but
China on the back.
why do you guys think that all the chips and stuff are made in China? It's all Taiwan. Taiwan
Not-
owns over half the chip market in the world.
Not as much anymore.
The Chinese, I think, are only at like 13% of the whole entire world's chip manufacturing. Most of it's in Taiwan. China gets a lot of chips from Taiwan.
Mind you, Taiwan used to be part of China.
Right, but
Used to
their
be, so, yeah.
culture is completely different than China's culture, though. They might be Chinese technically when you break down their heritage, but their culture is completely different. They don't believe in the same things that China does. They don't want to be under the communist rule.
Yeah, but there's a difference between China and the CCP. So there's going to be people that are down with the CCP.
Get down with
Okay,
those.
that might not-
Yeah, get down with
Down with
CCP.
I was
Get
just
down with
thinking that song.
CCP.
What gets me is the CCP is not a country. The Chinese Communist Party.
Exactly. They're the ruling party.
Yeah. Not the actual country of China.
Exactly.
it's like the Democrats or the Republicans. That's all the Communist Party is. It's just another
But
political
they don't
group.
hold fresh elections. They
But
are,
that,
they are correct, but they don't hold fresh elections, so they're a dictatorship.
but there's a reason why Taiwan's so strategically important to like Japan and the US and why they don't want China invading them. It's not because they love Taiwan and they want to be friends with them. It's because the amount of chip manufacturing they have.
Hmm.
They don't want China to get their hands on it. That's why that's so important to them. Not like they really give a shit about Taiwan at the end of the day. They just don't want China getting their hands on the shit. Honestly, I think if Taiwan wasn't a manufacturing hub for technology, as far as chips and stuff, I don't think the rest of the world would give two shits if China took it back.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, if that was the case, if they were just kind of a third world island sitting out there that were kind of doing their own thing, but weren't really extremely important to the rest of the world at this point, I don't think they would give a crap at that point. I think they'd let them take it. My chat refreshing it. There we go. Oh, for sure, Randy.
What's up, Randy?
Yeah, Jody, I think that that was it Anza, whatever the hell it's
ANZU, ANZU.
Anzu. I think that they're gonna have an issue with that company too, because they're using too much DGI shit.
I reckon any company that
Oh, wait.
tries to fill that void is
Hold
going to
on.
get hit because
Let me ask you something though. If they ban the drones in the US, does that mean patents still apply? Could a company just outright start building DGI products in the US without no fear of China wanting to sue over it?
it'll be an interesting question to find out.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
because then you could just start reverse engineering all their shit and just copying it.
Do China have to apply for an American patent?
Nope.
Like, would their patents still apply as far as protecting their designs, even though they're not allowed to sell them in the US? Because what's to stop Skydio at that point just from saying, all right, we're going to take a Mavic 3, rip it apart, and carbon copy it?
Hmm. Don't know.
I just don't know. That's something that I would be interested in finding out. If patent laws still hold up on a product that's banned.
The Americans will just put a bill through that says that Chinese patents aren't valid in America.
Oh, that's just an easy way. Then you could just kill everything. All in one shot. But that's what I'm curious about. Like, does that like null and void those patents at that point, or does that give China a right to come in and sue? Can DGI come into the country and sue somebody for outright copying them? That's what I'm curious about. Now, obviously, other countries like the UK and stuff that might recognize their patents might still uphold it there, but
Yeah.
would that null and void it here?
We're not going to let them American drones in this country. No.
Oh, and I understand that, Cool Cat. Obviously, yeah, they don't give a shit about patents unless it's in a country that they can sue it over. But in their own country, they don't give two shits about people's rights to design or anything. I mean, DJI's been accused multiple times of stealing designs from American companies on some of their stuff. Wasn't the
So,
Air 3
Chuck-
or Air unit? Some company in Texas sued them over that, saying
Hmm.
they
Where'd you
copied it.
find it at, Justin?
What?
Congress.gov? The
Oh,
vote.
it was Congress.gov was the tracker,
Yeah.
but I went and watched the live feed they had in Congress earlier where that said that passed the defense bill. I went and skimmed through it and I got to the end of it and the guy was thanking everybody for passing it. I didn't watch the whole thing because it's like 4.5 hours long, but I just skimmed through it to the end where they had passed it.
Yeah, I see something.
It might have, it might
Some-
not update till tomorrow or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm
But
looking
it's-
under, the Counter CCP Drones Act, and it just says introduce.
Well, like I said, it's possible it doesn't update till it might take 24 hours to update or something too, though. I don't know. There's actually a congress.gov
Yeah, that's what I'm on.
and you can, yeah, and it has a little tracker at the bottom, kind of like when you order a pizza and it says in the oven, on its way. It'll give you it'll highlight each section as it progresses through.
What was that, on YouTube?
No, on that website, on the
Well, I
gun
don't see it.
congress.gov.
I don't see a tracker.
Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can find it again.
Because what I want to do is I want to find out who voted for this shit. And if Steve Scalise voted, me and him gonna have a talk.
Okay, here,
Like I
I'll
said,
put the,
I grew up down the street from this guy. We know each other. And I'm gonna say,
here,
bitch,
it's-
you lost my vote.
check the chat.
Okay.
And if you look underneath where it says latest action, it says introduced, passed House, passed Senate to President, and then become law. And they highlight each box as it progresses. But that might not update till tomorrow, so I don't know. Yes.
I think Amazon's having a day off tomorrow.
You see where it gives you the progression bar at the bottom?
Still don't. I
It
just
says
clicked
it-
on it.
Here, let me
Hold
show
on.
you. So right here, it gives you a progression bar right here.
Oh, yeah.
Introduce, passed House, passed Senate, and each time it gets through one, it will highlight it. But I don't know,
Yeah, I
it might
got-
take, it might take a day or two to update. I don't know if it's like instant or. But it's a tracker that they have in there.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought you meant something way on the bottom. Looking on the bottom for the shit.
Yeah,
knew
like
that
I
was
said,
something.
it's possible, all that stuff doesn't get filed till a certain time of day and then they go in and they have to update. It probably takes a day or two.
Yeah, but it's got, I want to find out what bill did it fall, there was the defense bill? So I want to see what
Called
the
the
bill
cease.
was.
Yeah, alls I know is I watched the House, the live feed when they were in there voting on it. And at the end of it, he was thanking everybody for passing the defense bill. He didn't mention nothing about the CCP bill, but that was supposedly it. Everybody was saying that was attached to it.
Yeah, I
So
didn't see that.
they won't separate it once it gets in there to vote on it. They're not going to separate it. They're
Yeah.
still going to be packaged together. So if it was truly attached to that, then it did pass for sure.
I don't even see the defense bill on there.
Like I said, it might not have updated yet, but I actually watched the live feed that they had with the cameras in Congress when all the guys were walking around and it was showing the live vote and all that. There's probably a certain time at the end of the day that they have to file everything. And then it has to go through and everything else and all that crap. And not
There's a
to
lot of defense
mention,
things.
well, not, yeah, and it's Thursday evening, so they probably won't have anything updated till tomorrow, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'll keep checking.
And it's not like that bill's really getting wide coverage anyway, because It's just not a big news thing outside the drone community, so. If anything, anything out of that bill that's gonna get news coverage is gonna be the defense bill, not anything else that it's attached to. News probably ain't gonna cover half of that.
Mm.
But like I said, some people may have voted because, you know, it's military funding and they don't feel like they have a choice and they just did it. And maybe they didn't agree with it, you know?
Yeah.
But they don't want to not give the military the money they need, so they're not gonna, you know. What's more important to them at the end of the day is the way some of them may have looked at it, you know? Do they care more about drones, some Chinese drones that got some guys want to fly around? Or do they're more worried about military funding?
Yeah.
That's why it was bad that it got attached to that bill, because that's exactly what the way most of them are gonna think.
That's the problem with most omnibus bills.
Yeah, exactly. You get,
Spam risk. I ain't talking to you.
if you attach it to something that you know is very important on both sides of the aisle, and is very important as and something that we have to get done, you know, then it's easy to attach another bill to it and get it passed.
Cool cat. He's gonna call Stefanik and use his sexy killer voice.
So he's
and
gonna use his James Bond
James
accent.
Bond accents.
She be putty in my hands.
Yeah.
Be better off with Johnny English.
Should be having tea and crumpets in my bed by the eve. I like my women like my drones, shaken, not stirred.
In the trees.
I figured perpetually lost.
Actually lost. Uh,
All I'm gonna say, Paul, is don't you repeat that line. You like your women, like you like your drones. What, underwater
ding,
drowning?
da, da, ding, ding. Now Cool Cat's writing out the theme music to Bond in there.
But I still reckon you better off Johnny English.
National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Port Huron. It'll be in effect until June the 13th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern DT.
Oh, dude, I can totally see the news story now, Cool Cat.
So Laura
English.
won't let me buy this, but for you drone enthusiasts, says you're going to lose your drone.
Oh my
That's up to you
God.
guys.
What
That's
does
pretty
that
cool.
sucker cost?
It's
damn
a, it's a helicopter.
26, yeah,
cockpit.
26,000 quid.
Oh, nice. Yeah, 50
You know,
grand.
To be honest though, if
That's
you're gonna
cheaper than
spend
a
that
real
kind of,
helicopter.
no. If you're gonna spend that kind of money, the screen should actually be the windows.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because that looks stupid as hell having a big screen in front of it. Like they should have custom screens that are built into the windows.
They probably do. This is the cheaper version.
As cool as that is, yeah, there's definitely improvement to be made on that.
The thing is, though, it just shows how easy it would be to make that. Not sure the neighbour would be too impressed if I cut the car up, but
Yeah, Cool Cat, I could totally see the news story now. Englishman arrested for putting hand up drone enthusiast skirt. Tonight at 10.
Drone enthusiast. Call it drone enthusiast.
Right, that's not what I was looking for anyway. Blue.
Yeah, now if you were to put doors on it, put screens in the windows, and put 2 side screens on the doors, on the sides, and make it ultra realistic, as if you're actually looking out windows, that would be badass.
Yeah, I like it, but I think I need a truck version.
Laura said, no way, Jose.
And it needs to be on hydraulics for somewhat realistic movements. For that much money, I mean, you could probably go buy an old helicopter for like an old junk one in a junkyard somewhere for probably $5,000 and make your own.
Oh, by cheaper than that. I've actually seen a couple helicopter fuselages go through the scrapyard here.
You can,
Yeah,
you
that's
can,
what I'm saying.
you can buy a helicopter kit, 2-seater one that you can build yourself for 30,000.
Well, I'm saying if you wanted to just build a cockpit for a simulator, you could
Well,
buy a.
if you're
old
wanting to
junk
do
one.
that, then why not just go ahead and spend that money on actually getting a certification?
You know how much it is to get a helicopter license are expensive.
Right,
Ron was
oh, yeah.
saying,
Mhm.
Ron, I think, was looking into it one time, and he said to get a license for helicopters, well over $100,000.
Mm.
If you want to do like a pilot's license, like a Cessna or something, you'd be looking at like 15 or 20. It's like way difference in price. Helicopters way more expensive, he said.
Okay.
I don't know. I think your average helicopter's like what, 150,000 or something
Oh,
like that. I
big
think
bucks.
we'll get
Yeah.
like just for like a basic like little 2 or 4 seater one.
Well, a Bell jet helicopter is like millions.
Well, isn't that more like a private Lear? Isn't that kind of like an upscale one that like rich people would
Okay,
fly
but
in?
that's if you want to get helicopter certification. What if you just got a sport pilot's license and got yourself an ultralight or something? You get all the joy of flying and doing it for real.
And all the bugs in your teeth, too.
I
Yeah,
don't think you need a license for an ultralight.
well, you do here.
It depends on what you're flying. If you have a paramotor, you don't need a certification. Uh,
It depends on the weight of it as well here. It's got to
yeah,
be 25 kilos to 150 kilos.
the sit down ones that you have like a Volkswagen engine on behind you,
Yeah,
that you need to have a sports pilot's license.
yeah. Same here. It's all to do with the weight
Well,
of
you
it.
know, Donald, you could put a rotor on top of your dune buggy.
Oh, trust me, I've kind of kicked myself several times. I'm sitting there thinking I could have bought one of those ultralights and get me one of those little paramotors, backpack that you strap to your back and fly.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I could see that.
Can you guys see me?
Ultralights, small, the microlights.
Microlights are different. Microlights are the one under it. Over here, microlights are between 25 kilo and 150 kilo.
And that you don't need a light.
You do here. You do.
I thought you didn't.
Might be different. Your CAA might have different rules, but CASA here, CASA has different rules. So
I don't think you
there
need a light
are rules all over the world. So
in
why-
America.
I don't know why they can't just standardize them.
Mm.
And why they can't standardize the actual name of the authority. You know, in Australia, it's CASA. In New Zealand, it's the CAA. Same goes with the UK. ERC, in Europe, FAA in America, and Transport Canada in Canada. Why can't they just have a standardized name?
Yeah, in Europe it's the EASA,
Yeah, EASA, yeah.
European Aeronautical Safety Administration.
Yeah.
I think that's what it stands for, something like that. Anyway.
Yeah, it is. Because ours is Civil Aviation Safety Authority. So two of those letters are the same.
Yeah.
Used to be the Department of Transport.
So yours is a mixture between our Civil Aviation Authority and
Yeah.
the European Air Safety.
Yeah, exactly. New Zealand is the same, Civil Aviation Authority. We put an S in it. We put the word safety in it so that people know it's going to be safe.
Hmm.
I don't know what the aviation authorities are in other countries other than the 5 I've just mentioned, or do they even have them?
Yeah, I think we do. I think they all have to because the air traffic control comes under them.
Yeah. But they're the main ones discussed.
Mm.
Oh. I got lucky, Dominic. That thing was up in the top of the tree. It must have
Yeah.
just rolled out.
Mm.
So you're not hating on DJI as much as you were?
I am. They could all go.
Mm.
So did you figure out it's your hand controller?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna rebind it to it. Maybe that's all it is. Oh. I am tired of technology.
Yeah.
And I'll take your
Is-
computer and your printer.
This asshole thing. No, this asshole computer. This thing in my thermostat.
I like how he's pointing at his own picture on screen saying this asshole.
This, I'm pointing at the thermostat down the hall. Okay. Well, the freaking
No,
thermostat keeps
you're
going to
just
eco
pointing
mode.
at that asshole right over your shoulder
That
there.
asshole right there. That asshole right there.
Yeah.
Y'all clipping out.
Yeah, I gotta click that one.
No, it keeps putting it on eco, saying I'm not home. The thing says, "Do not track me."
I'm pretty sure that's the asshole that crashed your drone too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's shadowing you, Joe.
Getting tired.
Tired.
I'm getting very tired of this.
And my
This happens
sister's
on Wednesday and Thursday every week. It goes to 76 degrees in here. It's aggravating.
my sister's just sent me a picture on Messenger. She got stung by a bee on her eyelid.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
That happened to my son, but with wasps when he was little. Face swelled up. He looked like Quasimodo.
Mm.
We have beehives on the allotment.
South Miami is just getting just swamped in water.
Oh no.
They're
Yeah, they got another
showing
one
it on-
coming.
They're showing on the national news.
And Paul, they got another one coming
Yeah,
next week.
they're showing all these cars in the middle of highways and
You know how many pumps, like, pumps they have to run in Miami to keep the water out because they're so below sea level?
Hmm.
Louisiana's New
why-
Orleans.
That's one of the reasons why, what is it, Little Haiti or whatever it's called down there in
Little
Miami?
Havana.
That's why a bunch of, the historical society's trying to block a bunch of investors coming in there buying up property. Because there's a conspiracy saying that they're trying to get all the property because that's one of the only spots in Miami that's above sea level. So they want it to put apartments and condos and all kinds of shit on.
And here comes the conspiracy theory.
But they're claiming that it's a bunch of historical buildings, so the historical society's been trying to get in there and claim that all this stuff is historical to keep builders from coming in there.
Follow the
Sounds
money.
Maldives. The Maldives Islands are all at sea level. And I think
Yeah.
they've lost one already due to the global
Here comes the
warming of the
rain.
sea
Yeah,
rising.
there is a huge amount of Florida that is just like Justin's high school grade cards. Below sea level.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Waiting for it. Waiting for that punchline.
Yeah.
I was real fucked up as when I was in ninth grade and I got an A in, what was
and
it?
Arizona's got wildfires going.
Oh, okay.
What's
They
an
just
A in-
send all the water that they've got in in Florida, over to Arizona. What
Well,
doesn't
look,
it
I got
rain where the wildfires are?
The only A I got was in maths.
No, I got an A. I think it was either in French or Spanish, and I got a D in English, and my dad was super pissed. Like, how the fuck do you get a D in English? He's like, you fucking speak English.
English English was actually one of my worst ones
Oh, I
because
hated English.
I hated writing essays and things like that.
Oh yeah, me too. I hated that shit.
We understand there, Justin. We've heard you speak.
Yeah.
Got it.
Justin speak good. Justin write not good.
Yeah, proper English.
Wait, hold on. Who was the one that misspelt on a shirt?
That was AI. Get you.
And now,
Get you did it.
yeah. Now has to
Gitchy
get a
did it.
patch to cover up his mistake.
I just colored it in black. What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm gonna sell all my drones so I can send all this stuff back I just got. I don't need it. I don't need this SD card. I don't need this bumper for the Avata. I don't need it. I'm just send it
Oh,
back.
you just bought a bunch of accessories? The guy on Amazon was like, oh yeah. His mouth was watering when Joe ordered all that. Get rid of all that inventory.
Now, this is goes on the bottom of the original Avata. It's carbon fiber. That sits right underneath it and then it puts the bumper on the outside.
Is that from DJI though?
No,
I just don't
this is
trust
where
when
this
they
is
say.
made. This is made in China. Guess what?
I just
Yeah.
don't trust when half these companies say shit's carbon fiber because a lot of times
Oh.
it's not. It's just carbon fiber.
Dip.
Like-
Look-alike.
Yeah, make it look like they put a carbon fiber print over it to make it look like it
Hmm.
is.
And then it's just plastic under it.
Because real carbon fiber is expensive to make.
Yeah.
It's not a cheap product. So yeah, I have trouble trusting companies when they claim shit's carbon fiber. Unless
it
it's like
comes
a
with
really
different-
well-known company.
Different color bumpers that glue on the outside.
Glue? They want you to glue shit on it?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
goes on the bottom and then this glues on the little piece. Oh, It almost feels like metal. So all this does, it goes on the bottom right here. Like that. So you take the 4 screws out and screw it in. Put this on the bottom. And then the rubber part goes on the outside above that.
Okay.
It just feels like metal. It really does.
Uh,
I do that and it break. It shattered, man.
Yeah, that's what I'll
now,
do.
Yeah, that's going on my.
Get one of those. If they do ban out and out ban drones, that's gonna cut down on a lot of the real estate drone operators.
Yep.
If I take training and get one of those little backpack, what do they call it?
Yeah, just fly around and
Yeah, get my camera and go
Like
up and
like a jetpack?
no, it's a backpack. It's a paramotor.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
just use a paramotor and fly around the house with a camera.
Huh? And it's paramotors. Basically, you fly in the same class of airspace as you fly drones.
Just as long as they're not Chinese made.
Well, you could always design a really long extension pole and sell it. And
I think
design
you-
your own
it's-
pole and start selling it as a drone alternative.
Yeah,
You-
you could do that. Just get a couple long pieces of PVC with some connectors, pop that up in the air with a
Put
$6,000 bonnet.
What would you
GoPro on it.
what would you call it? Don's pole?
I don't think I could.
Or or Big D?
I don't think I could sell that, but I would basically.
Or you could design a really heavy duty kite that could carry a
Yeah.
GoPro.
What you could do is design a kite with a few motors on it.
All you need to do is buy a helium balloon, tie some string to it really well, put the camera around, and then Paul could let it go up and go around the ship and back. So
So what have you
Buy a couple of motors, put it on a kite.
well, let me ask you something. What do you feel like you're gonna do, Paul, if you don't have something to fly?
he's going to be sending a speedboat around the ship.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's not listening.
Paul.
Fine.
I said, what are your thoughts if you're not able to fly anymore? Or at
I
least
just
for a
keep
while.
flying.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah,
It's gonna be
international.
Yeah, but you see, Paul lives on the Canadian and US border.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he could drive across the bridge into Canada and fly from that side.
Technically, you could, yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to plan. You'd have to really plan your day though, because you'd have to go across a fucking bridge every time.
Well, the thing
al-
of it is I'm not
you
so
also have
sure
to
that
get a
the
passport.
restrictions would take effect on the river, which only a 100 yards across is Canada. I'm not sure that the FAA or any kind of regulation would take effect until you get inland a little ways.
But the
No.
problem you'd be
Yeah,
facing
it
is,
still covers over the river.
but your
it can't.
problem-
It's
But it'll
international
only go
waters.
as far as the official border.
yeah, but your problem is you're playing in a gray area because of the sharedness of that river. Because they share it, you can be on either side of it if you're American or Canadian. As long as you're not getting out on land, you can be anywhere in the river. But at the same time, you're really not gonna be able to fly a DJI product that they know, especially if you already have a register with the FAA, because with the remote ID, they're gonna know whenever you pop that fucking thing in the air.
Yeah, he's just going to ring Paul Hodges and register it to him.
Yeah,
Well, the thing of it
Well,
is,
get him to
Paul,
fly it
Paul
for you.
Murray flying in Port Huron, Michigan is not going to be big on the scale, you know?
It'll be on the national news.
Yeah.
Or Huron man arrested for flying drone around ship causes international incident.
Yeah.
The Canadians are
Actually,
threatening attack.
he wouldn't be able to fly there to us from Canada either, because you need a different license for anything over 250 in Canada.
You'd have to get your
Well,
Canadian
you'd have to
Transport
fly
Canada.
Nano.
You just get your
The na-
Transport Canada license.
Yeah, the Nano would be fine. You can fly that.
Yeah.
Where is the border crossing control on the bridge? Is it
It's on
your
the- I'd
side?
say it's on the other side of the
what?
bridge.
In mid bridge, it says "Welcome to Canada" or "Coming this way, welcome to the U.S."
So they have the US Border Patrol on the one side of the bridge and Canadian on the other, right?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah,
So
it's
at the beginning of the bridge in either direction.
right, exactly. But the border technically splits down the middle of the bridge.
Yeah.
So the river is half Canada's and half the US, they share it.
Yep.
But as long as you're in the water, you can be on either side, no problem. It's just you can't go from the US side over to the Canadian side, jump out on land and take off running.
Yeah,
You know
you
what I'm saying?
cannot. You cannot. It's like aviation. You know, if you're a small aviation pilot, you can go ahead and circle the bridge, go over Canada and back, and not have to check in with anybody. But
Just
you
as long as you
cannot
don't land
penetrate
on that
into
side.
the country any kind of distance.
Right.
So,
There's a
I would say
small
you just
buffer
can't
zone.
land on it.
Yeah,
okay,
there's a small buffer zone.
Paul, we're going to have to make you a floating landing pad and get you some fire waders. So you can just step into
get
the
some-
water on the edge, launch from your little landing pad.
But see, the problem that Paul would be facing, like I said, is his drones are all registered to the FAA. Remote ID is up and active. Anybody that they know has a registered drone, I guarantee they're going to be monitoring that program, and they're going to start sending letters out to everybody. Hey, you're not supposed to be flying this. Why do you have it? Boom, boom, boom. Whenever they have it all figured out. If it becomes a problem where things aren't grandfathered in, and they just outright say, no, you can't fly it, then they're going to start tracking the shit. And you'll probably just get a letter in the mail saying, if we catch you again, you're going to get in trouble or whatever.
Yeah, but what about all those that are not Part 107 and just flying sub 250 gram drones that aren't registered?
Then that's just them taking a chance and hoping nobody catches them. But at the same time, too, it's still with the DJI drones, a lot of even the sub 250s, the newer ones, they're automatically turning remote ID on. You don't really have a choice in the matter. It just turns it on anyway.
Only if you use a battery in it that's in the Mini 3 Pro, the Mini 3, the Mini 4 Pro. If you use the extended battery that takes it over 250 grams, it senses the intelligent battery and then turns it on.
Well, even then, like I said,
But
you're just going to be.
I don't think it broadcasts if you put the ordinary battery back in again afterwards. I think it's only while it's got the heavier battery in.
Yeah, see that I don't know for sure. If anybody has a Mini 3 or 4 over here that knows, can maybe say in the chat there. I don't know. But like I said, then you're just taking a chance that hopefully nobody will ever catch you. I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to at that point.
I mean, like over here, I can fly around my town and over people right up 2 people so long as I only use the lighter battery. If I put the heavier battery in, that limits me to flying in open countryside.
I mean, they can sue all they want. They ain't gonna get no money from the government for those drones, I'm telling you. People think they're gonna get some money from the government. No, that's fucking hilarious too, because they're not gonna give you a single dime for those drones. But if you have an opportunity, a buffer zone where they say you have 18 months and then they're have to be gone, that gives you plenty of time to get them sold to somebody overseas or in Canada or something else. That's on you at that point to try to get rid of them so you don't have to be out the money. But the problem with that too is the market's going to get so flooded with drones that I guarantee it's going to drive the price of them way down, and you're going to lose a shit ton of money on reselling them.
Oh yeah, you're not going to be able to sell DJI drones from America for very much.
Well, what I'm saying is if they give a buffer zone and they say this doesn't take place for another 18 months or 12 months, then that's your window right there, right? Because technically it doesn't take into effect till a certain point, if that's the case. That would be your time to really try to figure out what you're going to do with them. Either, you know, try to find a buyer in Canada or the UK or somewhere overseas that somebody can buy it from you. But like I said, with the amount of drones that would go on the market, it would drive the prices of them way down because there'd be too many of them. And it'd probably be hard to get rid of them, to be honest with you. People are definitely going to lose money for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It'd probably be easier to sell a more expensive one like Dre has than one of the cheaper foldable ones. There's a lot more of those out there than the more expensive ones. Dre would probably have an easier time getting rid of the what is it, the M30T or whatever, that
Yeah.
big ass one. He'd probably be able to get rid of that easier than you would a Mavic 3 at that point.
Well, he's got 2 Mavic 3 Enterprises as well.
Well, I'm just saying if you compare to try to get rid of them, because there's way more Mavic 3s on the market than there are those M30Ts, because there's only so many people buying those. But
Yeah,
you'd
there's
be able
not.
to get,
I
find
wouldn't
a
imagine
company in
there-
like Australia or somewhere to buy it.
I wouldn't imagine there are that many Mavic 3 Enterprises around either. They were like 5,000 or 6,000.
No, I'm talking about just your standard foldable drones that everybody's buying, the Mini 2s, the Air 3s, regular Mavic 3s. Those ones would probably be harder to resell if the market got flooded like that than the more expensive ones, because there's still companies in Australia and the UK that use those professional drones that Dre would probably be able to get rid of his a lot easier and not lose as much than if you just had an Air 3 and you're trying to get rid of it. There's probably 100,000 Air 3s out there for every 5 M30s, you know?
Oh, well, DJI have just screwed everybody with the Air 3 anyway. They've just knocked 20% off the price.
And I'm honestly wondering if, like, say they came out with the drone in the next 2 weeks and did another release, would it kill their market share in the US? Because everybody seems hesitant now to want to buy the next drone. Like
Yeah.
all the guys that were talking that live in America that were on these drone shows the last 2 days, they are absolutely scared to death to buy another drone. So I'm wondering what kind of hit they would take from that.
Like the Air 3's just dropped down from, I think it's nearly $1,400. Oh, is it £1,400 down to 1,100.
Go ahead, Donald. You want to say something?
No,
Something
I'm
you
just
might
looking
say.
at Jody saying 3 months of study for the Part 107. It's like 3 months of study? And
Well, it
the government
on-
might You might have a
Easy.
case against them for the drones, but you won't have a case against them for the Part 107 certification because you'll still have that. You'll just need to find yourself an American drone or a drone that
Or a
does not has no
Japanese
ties
drone.
to China.
Right. Because there are other options. It's whether you want to use those options or not. Because there are some drones coming out of Japan. There
Mhm.
are very expensive American drones that are more industrial drones, but you could buy them technically.
I mean, as far as it goes, I think the only comeback you would have of getting any money back out of them is your registration fee with the FAA.
That's only $5
Yeah, I know.
for a recreational pilot for 3 years. That wouldn't even be worth trying to get that back.
Well, I bet that's the
I
only
want my
thing you really get back.
$5.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we
You
only
could
had a
use that
30-day
$5.
return policy.
$5, $5. I want it back.
Yeah, and you could use that
Yeah.
$5 as postage to send me your drones.
No, they couldn't.
Well, part postage.
You know they're not going to
Dude.
allow United States DJI drones in the UK. Not going to happen.
Fuck around, Jim, and think that's not going to filter out to the rest of to a lot of other countries.
It
Telling you.
cost me £60 in postage when I bought my Radio Master radio transmitter from America. Well, when I say bought it, it was all vouchers, so it didn't actually cost me much. But the postage part of it was 60 quid.
Yeah, if they're paying for your time that it took you to study for the Part 107, yeah, it took me 3 months too.
Yeah. What did it take you? 3 days?
No, I studied for a week, I think. In the evenings.
Mm.
It might have been a couple weeks.
Work should have paid you for that anyway. If you were getting it for using at work.
Work did pay for it.
Ah, that's all right then.
The only ones that I see getting any kind of refund for a drone or any money they spent on these things is not going to be any 107 pilots, not going to be any recreational pilots. It's going to be police departments, fire departments, any kind of government agency. Everybody else, y'all might as well stop with that because you're going to get screwed. They're not giving you a fucking dime back.
Yeah. That's why I can't. If it goes bye-bye, then it goes
They'll
bye-bye.
get they'll get some kind of grant to replace the drones they have with something else. That's all that's going to happen.
Trouble is, at the moment, there is absolutely nothing to replace them with.
I don't know how promising that drone was that came out of Japan, but
Well,
apparently that
nobody's
one.
out it since.
Well, no, because 90% of the drone community are all DJI fanboys. The other ones are all FPV pilots. They don't.
I think
They
Dale.
they don't want to give other companies a chance.
Yeah.
They just automatically start shitting on them. And then that's why you haven't seen a lot of people buy that drone because they're so comfortable where they're at.
Mm.
They don't really. If you notice a lot of people that are hardcore DJI fanboys, they don't like to venture out and really play around with other companies' stuff. Except for the guys that like to do the reviews and stuff, they might go out and buy the other shit and try it out. But
Yeah, like Marcus, who gets sent all the other shit. Yeah.
like half the people that's on like Bill Coast to Coast panel, they're not going to go out and buy that drone just to try it out. You know what I'm saying? They might talk about it a couple times, but they're not going to go out and waste their money buying it because they don't really care enough about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll suck. They'll just go back to crop dusting. I jump their price
Yep.
up a little bit.
Yep.
They'll just go back down. They'll just, the thing is a lot of these, has it improved some industries? Yes, but they survived before drones and they'll survive after them, and they'll just fall back on what they know before that.
Yeah, and I think that there will be options for the people that really need drones to do their jobs.
Well, I think personally, Donald, I think this will drive innovation because there's going to be companies that are going to want to fill that void. And I think you're going to see a lot of innovative shit start popping up from all these different companies.
I don't want innovative. I want simple, practical.
Affordable.
There's your problem.
Affordable. If I can make my money back on a drone over a 5-year period, I'm good.
Yeah, but there's no guarantee you're going to make the money back over that.
Right, there's no guarantee.
Because
There's no guarantee in
as
anything
an
in life.
independent contractor, you're only good as your next job.
Right.
No, Philip,
But if the costs for drones go up, it's going to cut out the
SEMA
the
Chinese?
people who just kind of do it as a lark,
probably is.
Like
And
me.
And Phoenix.
well, there's lots of people who
Amy,
they have
Holy
like
Stone.
a camera and a drone, and they now go out and they say, I'm a video producer,
Parrot.
and they do it on the side, and it takes jobs away from people who
Parrot's French.
it's an artificial barrier to
Some of the
entry
componentry
is
is
what I'm saying. If they
Chinese.
create a barrier to entry, I will pay to get over that barrier, and I'll charge.
Oh yeah, that's it. You'll be able to up your prices because nobody else will have any drones to do the work.
Hmm?
Well, what they'll do
I
then is AI
I don't
is
see
going to
that
take
being
away from drone work because all they can do is take pictures from the ground, put it into an AI program, and say, "Give me a video of this," and they'll do it.
Well, you're going to have AI just flying the drones.
Yep.
So say you have a massive ass solar field that's 10,000 acres, and you want to inspect it once a month. You just set up drones throughout the field that have their own sealed cases that are waterproof, weatherproof, all that can sit there and charge themselves. And once a month they could open up, go out, do their flight, do their thing, land, go back in the box, send the data off. You won't even need pilots anymore.
But they've got to be thermal imaging drones.
Right, but what I'm saying is self-automation, honestly, drone pilots' days are getting numbered for the most part.
Well, self-automation
jobs are gonna come
is going to
slimmer.
have a great effect, not just on drones, but across the nation. It's like
They've already.
They're testing right now. I think England is one of the places they're testing AI cabs. They don't have any drivers.
Driverless cabs.
Yep.
Milton Keynes.
No, not here.
Yes, Milton Keynes.
Is it? All right.
The
And they've already got
driverless
the.
cars, driverless trucks, and the little roboty things are all being tested in Milton Keynes.
Like I
Okay.
said, and instead of having to have 10 pilots go and inspect 10 fields, you have one guy that goes around and maintains the drones to make sure they're operating correctly.
Well, if you think about it, look at
Replacing
road
crops.
construction, road not repair, but let's talk about snow plowing and that kind of thing that happens in the north. Those can all be done by intelligent trucks. They don't need drivers.
Well, that was like
Agreed, man.
I heard a truck driver saying one day they were talking about self-automated trucks, and they were like, could a self-automated truck take a corner like this? I said, yeah, it could. 10 times better than you'd ever be able to calculate that. I don't give a shit how good of a driver you are. You have a
is-
smart enough computer in that truck, and it's going to drive and calculate every movement 1,000,000 times better than you ever could.
And there's not
So
going
that's
to
a
be any
stupid ass
restrictions.
argument.
And there's not going to be any restrictions anymore. that you have to, if you could drive in 8 hours, 10 hours,
Because
you gotta
me
take
and
a
the,
4 or 5 hour break. Nope.
me and
that's
this
not-
guy went back and forth for like 2 weeks in his comment section, and I told him, I said, to think you could outcalculate a computer on how to drive a truck is absolutely stupid. I said, because any type of system they've ever put a computer in to match up against a human, a computer's always dominated. Like, look at the dogfighting they've been practicing in the simulators with the F-22 pilots and all the top pilots in the Air Force, and they cannot beat that AI to save their life because the AI takes more risks and can pull different types of G's that the pilots can't handle. And so it's able to do things that pilots can't do. So they cannot beat it. Every
They can't
pilot they
even,
put through it tried it, couldn't beat
even
it.
computerized chess games.
Mm.
But if a 18 wheeler has enough sensors on it and it's got a smart enough computer, that thing's gonna calculate and be able to figure out the most minute issues
Well, yeah,
way
it'll
better
make,
than a
it'll
human
make
driver
the
would be able to.
calculations in the microseconds versus, I gotta think about it. Well, what, you know,
I'll tell you
But
what.
that guy's argument was, I found it to be stupid. I was like, you don't think a computer could calculate a turn better than you could? I don't care if you have 30 years of experience. That computer needs 2 minutes of experience with the right data put into it. And it can
Well-
learn everything it took you 30 years to learn, it can learn in minutes.
The US may think that drones are their biggest problem, but wait till this drone ban comes in, and then they start seeing these robot hoovers just going down the street, mapping the place.
Yeah.
America will soon figure out that their biggest problem is Congress.
Yep.
I think America
Well,
are finding out,
party
like
deals.
everybody, politics is just a mess at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's the people with money that are trying to destroy the lives of people that
Pork
haven't.
barreling. Pork barreling is the main issue.
Yeah.
You get private citizens with lots of money push their local MP.
See, our biggest problem is those uptight tea drinkers across the pond.
What's up? Well, we're not banning your drones.
No, we haven't even spoken about it.
We're not getting involved in your crap.
You know, you'll be lucky if you find any Skydios in the UK. I think I've only ever seen two for sale.
That is correct, Cool Cat.
You can't
In terms
talk
of
about.
game theory, but game theory doesn't have empathy in it. And that's why AI will never become what we want it to become until we can add empathy and until we can add the emotional side of it. It won't become sentient.
No,
It
the
has to be
US isn't gonna hurt
add
themselves by
empathy.
eliminating drone technology because we have drone technology that far exceeds what DJI is doing, just not in the commercial market or in the regular market.
Yeah, that just means that people like Raytheon and Northrop Grumman, that'll give them a chance to get into the consumer
Dude,
market.
to think
Yeah,
like
but why would-
Raytheon or Boeing or something couldn't build a drone just as advanced as DJI's
I reckon they
is
could,
absolutely
you don't
fucking
have to look-
insanity to think that.
Yeah, just they get an MQC and make it M9, whatever it is, and make it small enough so that everybody can use it.
Oh, miniature M9 Reaper, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
The battery goes off every 5 minutes.
Okay, I didn't say never. I said until we can add empathy and emotion to AI. That's when it'll become sentient.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Do you
I
want your
totally
AI
agree.
to have a mental
But I
breakdown?
agree with you there, Cool Cat.
I could just see your AI having a mental breakdown one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
AI with
stop,
split, AI with split personality.
Yeah. It is a possibility. Everything's possible.
Yeah, when
I
AI
do agree
starts,
never say never, but
yeah,
it's-
when
it's
your
gonna be
AI
like-
starts sitting there though, going, "Go on, give him a slap. Go on, give him a kick in the face. Go on."
I agree with that, Cool Cat, but at the same time, we have to spend time working on that. But we don't want it to get out of control. We have to maintain it. You know, we're the gatekeepers.
Now, see, this is totally what I'm talking about. This would be AI having a breakdown right here. Now just watch.
Brian, I got us a GPMS machine.
Go up. What do you think? Just go up.
Sorry.
Okay, can everyone just stop freaking out and just give me like 2 minutes? God! Everyone's always yelling at me. What? All the questions.
All right, well, maybe we'll turn you on later and see how you feel. She was so nice in this.
Mm.
It's like my boss used to yell at the thing in the car. It was Siri when you'd hook up the work phone to the car. You'd tell Siri to start calling people, and it would always fuck the names up. Oh, you get so pissed. And you start calling her a bitch and everything. And I was like, dude, one day she's gonna be like, no, you're a bitch. She's gonna run you off the fucking road. Keep it up. So you know your bank accounts are drained and everything. What was that movie about the AI that took that guy's phone?
Jinxie or Jinx.
Jinxie, that movie was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's an absolute classic.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Jinxie, you gotta watch it. Oh my
You gotta
god.
watch it. It's one of the great movies.
When he blows up she blows that dude's Tesla up.
Yeah.
Goes, what is that? He hears an explosion. What the hell was that? Your Tesla? And then he's sucking explosion. What was that? Your other Tesla? Oh, that was fucking awesome.
Okay, it's 6:15. I got to go.
Yep,
Okay,
I think it's
Donald.
getting to that time again.
Well, everybody's just kind of waiting for Dominic to call it.
Oh,
Call
okay,
it, Dominic.
I'm calling it.
Okay. Everybody, you take care. Joe, what are you doing tonight? You gonna fly or no?
I ain't flying shit.
Well, you got your drone working, but you got to use the other controller, right?
I can't. I drank a beer. I'm gonna drink another one,
Oh, okay.
and then I'm gonna drink another one.
Well-
Okay, Justin, are you going live
Then I'm
tonight?
gonna drink another one.
No,
No,
no.
no.
No?
Dim.
Is Gary on tonight?
Gary, who?
He should be.
Harry.
Grant Ariels, he should be.
Grant Ariels from Canada goes on a couple of hours. He goes on from midnight till 1 o'clock when Ken Heron's on.
He's not on.
Yeah.
Ray Kelly's on right now.
Ray Kelly's on.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
Ray.
forgot about Ray.
Yeah, Ray goes on first, and then does Gary go on after Ray?
David, thank you for being here, even though you're not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see all
Okay.
of you again in the morning.
Bye bye.
Bye for now.
Hasta la vista.